Police dog that gets fired for being too friendly ends up with a strange new job. For most people, dogs are furry little angels who can do no wrong. Buddy made a complete mess of his dinner? Good boy. Buddy chewed up the antique oriental rug that's been in our family for countless generations? Good boy. But in the working world, dogs are on a shorter leash. When one Australian pup struggled to make it into police academy, officials were forced to make a tough call about the pup's future. Sadly, the charming German Shepherd was forced to do something drastic if he ever wanted to rejoin the workforce. Meet the adorable German Shepherd puppy and Australian resident, Gavel. At just 6 weeks old, he caught the eye of the Queensland police as they saw great potential in the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed pup. They had big plans for him. Little Gavel was determined to be granted acceptance into the Queensland Dog Squad, as he wanted to follow in the footsteps of his family members. He had a 16-month training program ahead of him, and he was ready to track down some bad guys. Not only was Gavel hoping to make the force proud, but he wanted to make his foster handlers proud too. There were more than just a few pounds on this pup's shoulders, as Gavel had people counting on him. The officers were confident he had the right stuff for the lawful job. He's confident with no nervous tendencies and shows willingness to retrieve, a prey drive, ball drive, and can be motivated by food for a reward. The impressed Queensland Sergeant Hanson gushed in a press release. By this point, it seemed that Gavel was going to be a star student. Before he started his training, though, he made a highly anticipated debut to the public in 2016. He accompanied Governor Paul de Jersey and his wife at a function dedicated to honoring the Queen's 90th birthday. It was a big day for little Gavel, as he met an aggregation of important human officials, such as politicians, judges, business and community leaders, as well as former governors. One of these bigwigs in particular took a liking to Gavel. Former Governor Mary Marguerite Lenin Ford couldn't keep her hands off the warm Gavel, which is no surprise considering she owned many German Shepherds as a Fernburg resident. However, Gavel's engagement with prestigious government officials was just getting started. Usually, puppers in training are fostered by a fellow Queensland police officer, but Gavel was a bit different. In an unusual turn of events, it was decided he would reside with Governor de Jersey and his wife at the government house. Governor de Jersey made sure to give Gavel a proper tour of his new illustrious home, as well as assist in familiarizing the shepherd with new people. Considering his boot camp training was to start soon, this is when a different side of Gavel emerged. Gavel proved to be a big old softy. He'd take resting breaks, play with toys, and stride through the flowers. Gavel got lost in his own downtime, which caused people to raise an eyebrow and wonder how he'd perform on the squad. The official training began with months worth of socialization and obedience practice. As expected, this was not an easy task for the playful shepherd. At 10 weeks old, Gavel still had heaps of uncontrollable puppy energy, which was slightly concerning for a police recruit. Governor de Jersey disclosed to 7 News Brisbane that at this point, Gavel was still not sleeping through the entirety of the night. Still, no one was ready to give up on Gavel, as they figured his maturity milestone was waiting just around the corner. As the months went by, the maturity milestone seemed further and further away. Gavel never rounded that monumental bend. It was a tough decision, but the Queensland police reluctantly decided to cut innocent Gavel from their program. In a statement released by the Queensland police, they declared that Gavel did not display the necessary aptitude for a life on the front line. It was a shock to everyone who fell in love with the pooch, but fighting crime just wasn't in the cards for him. In February 2017, the Queensland police officially discharged Gavel from his training, with graduation just 6 months away. Subsequently, the question that haunted nearly everyone down under was, what would become of Gavel? All things considered, he was still staying with the governor of Queensland, which allowed Gavel to live regally. Could it be that he was paired with the governor Paul de Jersey for a reason? Apparently, Gavel's true calling was closer than he thought. On February 21, 2017, Gavel bestowed a new title, Australia's first ever vice-regal dog. The Regal family knew he was destined for a more sociable and compassionate position, one that didn't involve sniffing out the bad guys. He's outgrown 4 ceremonial coats, undergone a career change, and brought untold joy to the lives of the governor, Mrs. de Jersey, government house staff, and the thousands of Queenslanders who have since visited the estate. The governor's office raved. To be clear, as a VRD, Gavel still had some important daily duties to conquer, like being a gracious host to guests and entertaining or playing with tour groups that attended the government house. He wears a specially made government house coat, emblazoned with the governor's personal standard, the St. Edward's crown, and the brolja, the official bird emblem of Queensland, the government house disclosed. In case you're doubting the legitimacy of Gavel's role in Australia's government house, he even had to sign a contract. It's still a legal process after all. The regal mongrel adores the outdoors, and sometimes he'll even help the government house's horticulture team with their grueling yard work. Though his version of help generally consists of emotional support, the horticultural team deeply appreciates his assistance. Gavel took a shot in the dark at one career and wound up excelling in an entirely different one. After the unexpected failure, Gavel embarked on a new path, which is more common than you might think among working-class dogs.